First of all, let me let you know I'm recording this little front part here for the second time. I got about like 5 minutes in on this rant, and my camera cut off. Ran out of the space. I had to do some deleting. But anyway, fucking camera cut off. We're doing it again, running it back. All right. As I was saying, which you will never know and never hear, but as I was saying, saw something online, as I usually do, it rubbed me the wrong way, as things usually do when I look at things online. I don't know why I'm online, to be honest with you. And it's when men decide to say something positive about a female, whether it be one they know or a famous one, whatever it may be. Say something positive, show love, give a compliment, whatever it may be. Before they get anywhere near the positive part, the compliment, they gonna throw out first, "Now I ain't no simp." Now look, I don't really care about today's slang. I think most of it's stupid, but I can't judge it really because people my age, we had our own slang back then, okay? But this is one that baffles me. How men feel like they cannot give women compliments freely or say anything positive about them freely without the judgment of others, thinking they are simps for them. Why would you even worry about something like that? The point of this, once you preface it with something like that, the point of the sentence becomes the fucking simp part and not the fucking compliment. That's the way it is. You now made the fucking compliment worthless. But why can't we just give women compliments? Why are you worried about what other people think of you? You should be worried about what the female you're complimenting thinks. Fuck the other people. It doesn't matter. I like giving females compliments. That's my bag. I'm gonna give a female a compliment. If she deserves it, she gonna get a compliment. If I'm into her, she gonna get a compliment, and she's gonna get my interest, my undivided attention, my time. And I ain't gonna worry about being called anything. I don't give a fuck what you call me. This is between me and her. You know what I'm saying? But no, it seems that the whole young generation is worried about being looked at a certain way for giving too much positive attention to females. God forbid. I mean, would it be better if they gave it to men? I mean, I guess it works the same way. If a gay man gives it, I ain't no simp, but he really got a nice ass. I mean, you know what are we talking about here? What are we talking about? Why can't compliments, just free and easy compliments, just be given without the judgment? There's no room for judgment. There should be no judgment at all. But everybody's worried about what everyone else thinks. And I don't understand the point of men not wanting to be seen as if they adore women or a certain female or their crush, whoever. No. I want you and her to know I adore her. Get the fuck out of here, please. Y'all can sit over there and judge each other amongst yourselves and say all these weird terms. Help yourself. No, I'm gonna adore this young lady right here. That's what I'm gonna do. Like it baffles me. I just feel like healthy relationship shit is just gonna go out the window once like these younger generations keep coming up. It's like how do we get back to it? Someone explain to me, how do we get back to this like the normal, healthy relationship shit? Asking people out, actually talking to them, calling them up, flirting, giving compliments. what are we do? What are we doing out here? How do you people even get together in the first place? Because you worried so much about what everyone else thinks around you. Fuck that. Getting me riled up early in the episode. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, this is the JC Weekly Podcast, episode 20. That's exciting to say, right? Episode 20. We're 20 episodes in. I made it. I guess I never thought about how far this will go, but I'm happy, proud of myself that I made it 20 in. I don't think I've missed a week, so 20 episodes in, so we're doing it. All the socials. Excuse me. Instagram, JC_Weakley. TikTok is JC Weekly Talks. And on YouTube, of course, JC Weekly, where you could be watching this. On any of the podcast streaming platforms, it's going to be under JC Weekly Podcast. And we're done. All right. So I had a bit of an emotional moment for myself. And I'm not usually an emotional person. Earlier this week. Really nothing prompting it, really. Just, just think about life, to yourself. And how it's going, where I'm at, where I want to be, so on and so forth. This everything. I'm not a depressive person. I've never been depressed. You had that moment where you kind of get down, but I'm not depressed. And I'm generally a very happy person, very optimistic. Had a little moment, was it in a funk for a day, It happens to everyone. Everyone's allowed to be in a funk at least one day, And so I was in my funk. And all the thoughts swirling around my head. I'm on the phone, just scrolling. I don't know if I saw something, right? I don't know if I saw some like Instagram, someone on Instagram Reel or something, some saying or something. And I think it hit me. Something hit me. And I started to tear up. And I could feel a tear run on my face. And I'm like, let me get off the fucking phone. And it's one of those moments. You're like, oh, that's different. I mean, I'm not a person who says they don't cry. I mean, shows and stuff like it hit you the right way. A movie, something like it hit you the right way. I need water. You know what? Hold that thought. I gotta get water. All right. My throat is well lubricated now. Thank you. And I'm wearing gym shorts. I hope nobody was staring at my print. I know people be looking at prints these days. Because you know what kind of complex I have now because my friend sent me that fucking video about the barber. And if you listen to the previous episode, you know what I'm talking about. I've got a complex now. So yeah, I'm not above crying. Everybody cries, right? Everybody cries. Not above it. But in that moment, it was weird. It kind of just came on. There was nothing really prompting it, more or less. I mean, I can't say Instagram Reels really hit you really hard. It make you like, but nothing's gonna, I kind of paid no mind to it, I guess. I was like, well, I guess I'm just having an emotional day. This is one of those things. And I'm not really, and like I said, I'm not always sure. I have very thick skin and where I'm keep my emotions really tucked under lock and key, basically. Which is probably part of the problem, right? So I moved on. The next day, I took a few moments to think about it. Took a few moments to think about what was the problem when I caused it. Because I felt better. I felt fine the next day, happy-go-lucky, as I always am. start to peel back the onion on my life. And I started with the first thought, right? The first thought is like, okay, I've started stripping away a lot of the armor here recently over the last couple of years to not be so, have so much hard bark on me, So I start stripping it away some to get to those emotions and, actually, show a little bit of them. And here I am complaining about have showing them. And I was like, okay, that's fair. I've kind of pulled back the layer on myself, and so these emotions are now, are able to like show through some. All in the name of trying to be, the best I can be better than I was. I feel the need to temper my emotions. So, and then after thinking of that, I was like, okay, sounds about right. Like, then I was like, but what made me want to cover up all the emotions in the first place? What makes me me? Into my childhood. I don't know if I said it before. I mean, I grew up in a loving family. My dad was a hard man, strict disciplinarian and whatnot. But other than that, very loving family. I wasn't beat or anything. I got my ass whipped when you needed it, because that's what you do to kids. You whip their ass when they need it. So no, it is not child abuse. It's ass whippings. Okay, and I ain't the only one that's had to go out and pick a switch out. All right, turn out just fine, more or less. If I ain't turned out fine, it wasn't because of Dad. I needed my ass whipped. But there came a point in my life where the hardness and sternness of my father let me know, like, oh, I need to toughen up too. Because early on, I'm gonna be honest with you, I was a mama's boy. Oh yeah, I was a big mama's boy. Right? I can remember fucking like being in a substantial age, still wanting to go and sit on my mom's lap and hug her up. Not that there should be anything wrong with it. I'm not shaming nothing or anybody that does that now. I'm just saying, that I was mama's boy. Okay, and I would say I was probably kind of soft, a little soft. Everybody should love their mama. But it got to a point as I got older, closer to puberty and shit like him, and you get to be a teen and whatnot, and you, probably even before then, you realize, oh, this man in the house, I say this man, my father, he's loving father, a great provider, a great man, but, he's tough. I need to, it's probably twofold. So there's one, wanting to be like my father, and so I started toughening up too, and two, being tougher so I could be able to handle it just in general, right? So it's kind of two things, wanting to be like him, but also being that way so I could deal with him, some of the stuff, right? And so I basically became a little him. I at least emotion wise, put a lot of armor on, and very laid back person, and I'm very jokey, always have been. But emotions, not me and my father's deal. And I realized, oh, that's something I had to do through that whole, period of my life. I was hard nosed. I was, and it's just the way I was. It's once you get to be adult, it's kind of how it is. It's who you are. And then later on in life, you get in relationships and whatnot, and you get into a different situation where You got to be the strong one for the family. The other folks might have their own issues or problems or emotional problems, and if you have them too, then who the fuck's gonna take care of everything and take care of the family and so on and so forth. So I was never able to, show a lot of emotion generally there either. I was like, oh, okay, I've got to be the one that stands up straight and grits his teeth and bears it, basically. And so that's who I was most of my life. Until now. Where I'm finally saying, like, oh, like, this is something I probably need to work on. And so I have been. But yeah, it's now you wonder, like, oh, I hope I don't start crying and shit all the time, right? Look at this fucking crybaby. I don't think that's the thing. I'm just talking this out because it was on my mind, and but I don't know how far, like, this peeling back's gonna go. It's not that I hate the way that I am. It's just that some parts of it I could do without. But the thing is, I think I've said before, some parts are also beneficial to be that way. But either way, that's why apparently I think these are just some of the things, right? Some of the things that I think why I had a bit of an emotional spot right there in that one day. And it kind of just is what it is. And a lot of times you don't have someone to talk to about it. I do, but I'm just saying sometimes I'll just take all my emotions and tuck them away like I have all these years, because that's what I'm used to doing. But anyway, thanks for listening, guys. You're awesome. It's so funny to think back. Like, I bet you that most people like that know me might not even think I was a mama's boy. I was terrible. Like, I even think about it. I would look at myself, you fucking pussy. Like, that's how bad of a person I am now. Looking at my old self, I'm like, this is ridiculous. Because even my parents look at me hard. They know I'm hard nosed. They know I'm like my dad. Look, here's the example to show you how my parents know how I am. So my parents, got their affairs in order. Not that they're going to die, but they just getting ready for that if that happens. Got their affairs in order, right? And so my dad came and called me and told me, hey, Angie, my sister, is so and so is the head of this, whatever, blah blah blah. She takes care of blah blah blah. And he said, for you, like, if me and your mom or whatever ever get to a point where we are like on life support, or our quality of life has gone to shit or whatever, he says you're in charge of the health stuff, because we know you'll be able to pull the plug on us. Yeah, that's how I'm looked at. That's the person I am. I can kill my parents because they know I can do it. And it just is what it is. I mean, I kind of laughed, when they said, because we know you can do it. And they like, your sister can't do it. All she do is sit there and cry and shit. I'm like, but that's what you're supposed to do. But like, I'm the guy. I can do the hard thing. But I'm not special in that way. I think anybody can do the hard thing. It's not like it's not going to be hard if I have to do it. It's going to be a hard thing, but sometimes you just know what time it is, and you got to do the hard thing. Wow, this has been a downer of a fucking episode 20. I really should have picked like more uplifting topics. This ain't it. This is not it. All right, this is something we're going to end off with a bang. Maybe a little more positive, maybe a little more jokey. You know what I'm saying? I would like to know how many women out there ask for the dick pic before like anything else happens. Like before you go on, if you're just in the talking phase, it's texting and shit like that, right? Before you even get like waste your time on a date, all right? I'd like to know what percentage of women out there ask for the dick pic, and once seeing such dick pic, make a judgment call on if the talking continues, or if you're actually going on a date, or whatever. I'd love to know, because there was I saw a thread that was basically just that. Women saying, oh no, I always ask for the dick pic, And so it was funny to see so many women actually that's their practice. They practice is to ask for that dick pic. And I know the men had one in the tuck ready to show it too. You know how men are, because men will send it unsolicited. So that's when you fuck up though. You don't want to do that. Wait for the ask. Make sure you got a good angle. You gotta have the proper angles. I'm not gonna get into angles right here and what where the camera should be to make you look to be in the best light. Maybe another episode. I'm not gonna do that here. Okay. But men will be ready for it. Be hoping they ask. The problem is though, like, what's the deal breaker after receiving the dick pic? And also, I mean, I just think that's kind of like, I understand it. Like when you're buying a car, you want to test drive and kick the tires a little bit before you buy it. I understand that. I do understand that. But if it's what if they not photogenic? Okay, what if they not photogenic? And what if like it might not be the size you want him to be, but like he knows how to put it down. You're just missing out on all the context and all this. Like, you're just looking at a flat picture and just judging us for it. But no, like, but like, we can't say, oh, you got all this fake hair and fake makeup and all that kind of shit, whatever. Excuse me. But no, and like, I feel like if you really like the guy, first of all, I don't think I don't think we should go that route at all. I think we should stop going that route. Women should stop asking. Men should stop wanting to show it. I think we should just let's get to know each other without the nudity part, right? I think you'll find that getting to know the other organs of other parts of people is a much more fulfilling endeavor. Because we're just judging off that. I mean, we can never do that. I don't think men could ever do that. We can never like, hey, I'll be honest with you. If a woman asked for the dick pic, she's probably a woman that would also like reciprocate. She would probably also throw a few back at you, if you asked. I feel like if it was me, I'd be the guy, but like at one point in time, not now. But a woman, I'd show it, and I try to be different. I wouldn't even ask for nothing. Like, hey, you got that? If I ain't hear from him again, hey, it is what it is. No, I don't know. Maybe, who knows? It's such I've often at one point in time. I still I mean, I've had the discussion about nudity online, and nudity is not sexual and shit like that. I've also, and I think I talked about it before, and like we're in the really early episodes, about like meeting someone fully nude. I think that would be an interesting way to meet someone, because just everything's down. Everybody sees everybody. This is what it is, and it's normalized. But this society is just so into judging those parts of everybody, then that this doesn't work. So I want to know what the guy thinks when he shoots it over like a black owl. Like he always gonna be confident about it. Especially if he's willing to like show it, he's gonna be confident about it. It's like, we think of that girl, and she's like, and like she just gives like a lukewarm response. Like, see, that's why you don't ask the opinion. I feel like in those situations, that's why you don't ask the opinion of what she thought. You just send it and just let it be, and just keep talking. How about this weather out there? Speaking of weather, in that picture, it was pretty cold in here. No. I just want to know what the guys, think. Send a pic. She gets a little lukewarm, and then this slowly just stops talking. Or I wonder if the woman like actually says, you're like, you know what? I don't think we're vibing. We're not meshing, really. Like if you get that type of shit like after the pic, you know what it was. Another thing is, do you keep such activities going after that? After you've been, shot down because of the pic, do you keep, when the next one asks, do you go in and send? I feel like guys still would. I feel like younger guys absolutely still would. Because you'll find that one like, hey, that's the perfect size for them. But nah, it's weird and funny. Well, it's not, but it could be done without. It could definitely be done without. Anyway, hey, write in the comments. Let me know how many women out there are asking for the dick pic. Because think about it, women are asking for the dick pic not because they want to. It's not like an attraction thing. Well, it's a little bit, but I'm just saying it's not an attraction thing because they're wanting to know, can he sexually please me? Basically, they want to know if it's big. Like, there's a large group of people like big dicks. Some just are fine with them, average, whatever. But it's a little bit of attraction thing, but also I want to know if I don't want to waste my time on some shit when we go to have sex and he can't do nothing. That's what it is. Now, guys, we different. It's all attraction. Like if we ask for a titty pic or a pussy pic, we ain't judging. We not here to judge it. We looking at titties and pussy. Just enjoying ourselves. Just looking at titties and pussy and like, oh shit. All right, now I see you, girl. That's the difference. And we're not gonna stop talking because But anyway, it's so funny. Anyway, let me know who out there is asking for the pic, and in that instance, and then making a judgment call on if things proceed further in the situation. I'd love to know how many. I feel like a lot more. I feel like a lot more than people think. Also, another thought, I need to finish this up. I keep thinking shit. Also, another thought is, say the conversation isn't about that. Say like you told just, you've just been talking or whatever, and it just kind of happens to go into like sharing pictures. And so you two decide to, okay, let's share some pictures. Like it wasn't requested for any specific reason. It was just kind of naturally in the flow of things. Like, it happens sometimes. It happens. And you share them. She wasn't intending on judging, but when she got it, she judged, and then decided, you know what, never mind, I'm good. That was some great conversation. I appreciated that. See, that should let you know, right there. If you stumble upon it, and then it changes your mind, like you probably never should have got involved in that. Never gotten involved in that. Keep the mystery. Keep the mystery. Anyways, let me get the fuck off here. This has been the JC Weekly Podcast, episode 20. Before you know it, we'll be at 50. Please follow, subscribe, do all the cool things. Until next time. Peace.